Okay.
Okay, what's up, guys? Game Free Funeral Games here, and I'm here with Dragon Master, and it's Saturday, and it's time for another Drama Scripted Saturdays. Let's start off with Raw. How was your feelings on this past Raw?
The 3 hours was alright. The beginning was really... Did you really have to troll us and make us say all the signings be different, then come out and say, oh no, this is on Brock Lesnar's time? Why? Why would you do that? And then kick John Cena out of the ring and make Theodore Long do it, knowing Teddy does not want to do it. Then we start off with, I think, one of the best Raw openings I've seen. Edge comes back.
Yeah, Edge comes back and he gives John Cena a back rub, which is... Edge made a lot of sense in his promo that in January of 2006 all the way to, wow, that first half year of 2006, that they were the two bitter rivals and the WWE title bounced back like they play hot potato. So in a way, Edge was really one of John Cena's best rivals because he was the only person back then, now that I think about that, he consistently beat John Cena for the main event title on a consistent basis, and he was telling him that he needs to wake up because Edge made some non-kayfabe points, if you go by that. That yes, it's true. Even though we technically don't know why Brock is back in the WWE, but it probably is more or less for the money, just because he really doesn't. Honestly, does he really care about the fans? Well, no. We don't know that. Is he a full-blown celebrity like The Rock? No, because he hasn't started making movies yet, and he actually has a 30 to 40 week schedule appearances, unlike The Rock, where he said he was going for the WWE title, right? We haven't seen The Rock since. Other notes that spotted out to me on Raw was, again, the CM Punk being drunk and everything. But they've done this before. If you're extreme hardcore wrestling fan like me, you already know that they've done this before with Raven back in the ROH days. This has been done before, but I like how they... CM Punk he's 100% straight edge because his acting of him actually trying to act drunk
was so funny.
Was horrible. And on a side note, when he did the XYZ, the saying the ABCs backwards for the right, supposedly supposed to be the right time, he still got it wrong. But, you know, not everything can be perfect. That's pretty much it what stood out to me on Raw. Nothing really... Oh! Beth Phoenix is not hurt. That was on story. She's not hurt. That was just...
Yeah, when I watched that, I was like, why is she doing that? Like, it didn't make any sense how she hurt herself that badly out of nowhere just from... Oh, also, because John Laurinaitis' teams won, because of Eve, John Laurinaitis appointed her in charge of the Diva division on Raw.
Basically, she's WWE's version of Tessmacher from TNA.
Yeah, that was, I'm like, really? Just because she did that, she gets in charge and makes eliminate, which eliminate match is good. We don't see those often. The last one, I think, if I'm wrong, I think it was WrestleMania. Was a previous WrestleMania. That was the last Lumberjill match, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I recall too. That's the only thing I remember.
So it was good to see that, and I'm actually kind of happy they didn't do the switcheroo for once. One of the Bella Twins won without doing the switcheroo.
And I'll get back to that on SmackDown.
Okay.
Moving on to TNA news. Hulk Hogan steals the spotlight again, where he takes, well, the week before he took all the champions. It says that in one random Impact out the month, it'll be gut challenge or gut check, and some OVW superstar will come from OVW, even though he didn't say that, will come from OVW and do a guest match, and then he'll have quote unquote judges vote for how the guy did in the ring and see if he gets a TNA contract. And randomly, Hulk Hogan will put one random title. That's not the TV title because the TV title is going to be on the line every week from now on. One random title will be on the line, and this week's was the tag team titles, and they had to go against Jeff Hardy and Mr. Anderson, and which they lost. They lost to Magnus and Samoa Joe. But the thing I don't like, if you guys notice, what they're doing with the whole television title defender once a week thing, yeah, they did that. ECW did that with Rob Van Dam, and he was champion for a year and 200 and something days till he broke his leg on that guard railing. So they're gonna have Devon do the same thing. Hopefully, probably not to. Hopefully, he doesn't break his record. That'd be horrible.
I don't think Devon can break the record. He's not as good as RVD was back in ECW. Though Devon, yes, was on ECW with Rob Van Dam, but just him being a single wrestler, I really think them breaking up the brother Devon was making it
and
his
first match, that was the first match of Night Impact, was Bubba Ray Dudley versus
Devon.
Devon. Other things that stood out to me at Impact: the farewell of Eric Bischoff going away.
Yes,
they gave him a Rolex, and at the end of the show, Garrett Bischoff and the announcer guy stuffed him in a porta potty and tipped it over. That's how Impact ended.
Ric Flair status.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that a little bit. I don't understand. He goes to the Hall of Fame on WWE, says his whole speech, gets another ring. I think he has 2 rings now. The only person in the Hall of Fame that has 2 rings to be inducted by himself and as a staple. And he goes back to being an idiot on TNA again, talking smack and everything, trying to get starting to rise hell. Like, what? I understand. I don't understand that. Why they? I thought Vince McMahon had a rule that if someone goes to another company, they're not allowed to be shown on WWE. Though
he's not under contract with WWE.
But still, though it was a Hall of Fame, don't you think it's...
Yeah, he's not under contract with WWE. TNA got mad at Ric Flair for going, and then TNA were going to say they were going to try to sue WWE. I was like, you can't sue WWE. That's his name. That's Ric Flair. That's his name. It's not a stage name, so I don't see what they were suing for.
Okay.
And if anything, it's been 2 years since Hardcore Justice. So if TNA wanted to be stupid and sue WWE for inducting somehow Ric Flair into the Hall of Fame and putting Ric Flair on television, then WWE can sue WWE for Hardcore Justice, because that basically was a nightstand. And they mentioned Justin Incredible's name 3 times, which Justin Incredible doesn't own that name. They've mentioned They've mentioned ECW on Hardcore Justice 2 years ago 10 times in that one pay-per-view. They could sue them for that. And amidst some other things that they brought up about ECW. Yeah,
they did.
So if TNA was that stupid to say we're going to sue WWE for having Ric Flair, then WWE is just going to go back and then sue because they still do Hardcore Justice. Hardcore Justice is in 2 months from now, TNA.
Yeah.
Every time they keep doing a Hardcore Justice and using that so-called theme, WWE can go back and sue them.
But yeah, out of the whole TNA night, I think what that really stand out was the ending. The matches were mediocre. They were okay. I don't even remember if there was a knockout match. I don't remember if there was.
There was. It was Miss Tack Marshall versus Gail Kim.
Oh yeah, and Tessmacher won.
Tessmacher won with the X Factor.
Which I'm surprised they're letting her win and letting Gail Kim lose. Like, is Gail gonna keep losing and keep going back? Oh wait, I lost to me, now I'm gonna come back to TNA. Oh, I'm losing at TNA. I'm gonna go back to WWE.
They're not gonna use her in WWE.
Make up your mind and stay at one place. Okay, Friday Night SmackDown.
Friday Night SmackDown.
Started off with
yes.
Dan
Bryan came out and did a promo, and then forgot who he got interrupted by. I forgot who he got interrupted by. He cut a promo. It was good. Then later on in the day, there was an interview with did Michael Cole do it? Yeah, Michael Cole interviewed Randy Orton. And then Randy Orton saying that he has somewhere down in his heart, he has to give Kane credit for attacking a family member. The matches were okay. I forgot some of the matches though. That's why I hate my memory sometimes.
I'm gonna get my laptop up and just look up.
He's gonna get his laptop sometimes, but I remember there was a good Jinder Mahal interrupted Randy Orton, which was random because last time I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, is that Jinder Mahal got drafted in his country for his side on the War on Terror, and now he randomly escaped it. I don't know how he got out of that one, but now he's back.
Daniel Bryan was interrupted by Alberto Del Rio and the Big Show.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio and the Big Show, which is very entertaining because Alberto Del Rio. Now remember, Alberto Del Rio was trying to promote his C chant, which randomly happened at the Raw after WrestleMania, which I guess the C, it kind of worked accidentally because the C, they were just saying C because he's Spanish, and they were basically saying yes because they trying to get Daniel Bryan over, but now he's trying to push his C chance, but I don't think it's gonna go.
I don't think so.
Go that
yes
far.
Is better than C. Another match that was kind of good. Big Show versus Alberto Del Rio, but Big Show won by disqualification.
Big Show won by disqualification because Cody Rhodes. Now remember, Cody Rhodes interfered. It was a good match till Cody Rhodes interfered. Other matches on the card were Darren Young and Titus O'Neil versus what? Oh, versus Ezekiel Jackson and Yoshitatsu, and Darren Young and Titus O'Neil won.
Yes.
Which was random.
Okay, tag teams. Me and Game Team were talking about this. I think also with Blockbuster. Enough with the random tag teams, please. What tag teams do we have left?
What?
That's actually from something. The Usos. Who else? Really? We having random tag teams.
What they should do is look up for a debut. It's gonna say something about, I forgot his name. It should say something about a debut on there.
On WWE.
Yeah, on the website that I always go to that I'm not mentioning the name.
I don't know it. Right.
Just look for it. It should be a debut on SmackDown.
Okay.
I think if I'm miscorrect, I think he was half of Kings of Wrestling. The Kings of Wrestling. Not Chris Hero, but the other guy. He debuted. He had his first SmackDown match. And WWE let him do the Swiss step uppercut, which I marked out. Me and a friend of mine, Jay Wiggs, marked out when we saw SmackDown that WWE actually let him do that move. Because there's some moves that WWE doesn't let you do from the independent scene because it may be unsafe. But yeah, it was him versus Tyson Kidd.
Oh, Antonio Sierra.
Yes, Antonio Sierra debuted his first match on Match, and WWE let him do the Swiss uppercut. And I was like, what? WWE let him do that move? And I started flipping out. I'll let you know right now, if I see a UFO, I'm going to scream. And if you don't know what a UFO is, you're not a real hardcore wrestling fan. But it's good to see that they gave him a good match. It was a great match he did. Hopefully they'll bring a Cactus Oh No, which is Chris Hero, who's in FCW right now. And Ryback won another squash match and yelled out "Feed me more" again. And that's pretty much it.
Greg
that was it for
Greg Khali did defeat Cody Rhodes,
but
that's a dumb match to begin with.
Yeah, that's not much.
What game you also about the Bella twins? Nikki Bella defeated.
Oh, Nikki Bella defeated Alicia Fox, and they did a Bella switch.
They did do the Bella switch.
That's because you didn't see SmackDown. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, in that match they did do the Bella switch.
I'm only talking about because thinking it's a championship, they would try and do it and cheat, but thank God they didn't. So it looked actually good. So I guess.
But they did it on SmackDown.
I guess on Friday they did it. I mean on Monday they did it. So the full fact, since they made Beth Phoenix have her fake injury, so they didn't have to do the switch to make it look like an actual championship win, which is stupid to begin with. Because Beth Phoenix.
No, I think if you look at it on paper, that's the only way you can.
No, not just the fact that Beth Phoenix lost to the Bella twins.
That's the only reason that they could write that because I don't see.
Oh, and Sheamus defeated Mark Henry.
Yeah, Sheamus defeated Mark Henry. That match was eh.
How many times have they faced each other in the past, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, so that was what I'm saying. That match was eh.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the only way they probably could have it. But they're probably just doing all this stuff so they could build karma and bring her back. But anyway,
to bring back something on Monday before we end, I think Edge got to John Cena. John Cena came out with his old chain and lock.
Yeah,
that he had,
which
is from Thuganomics days. It's from his Thuganomics days.
Was from his
Thuganomics days. No dog tags. He came out with the meanest face I've ever seen on him after years of not doing Thuganomics and going to the ring, almost taking that chain, and I thought he was gonna jump over that table and hit Brock Lesnar. I was hoping he was.
Oh yeah, the reason we didn't talk about the contract sign because nothing happened.
All it was Brock Lesnar's gonna sit down and I want the show to be renamed.
Speaking of this, John Laurinaitis never signed that contract. If you go back and watch Raw, he never signed that contract.
So anything Brock Lesnar says does not work.
Went through.
And John Cena signed it. He flipped the table, waited for Brock Lesnar to do something. Brock Lesnar says, no, you're gonna wait. He leaves. John Cena had the worst face I've ever seen, and he left that chain in his hand. He wants Brock Lesnar on a platter. Edge got to him.
Yeah.
That promo Edge gave was the best thing I think John Cena needed. He got a kick in the pants he needed. So hopefully next Monday, Brock Lesnar gets what he deserves.
But yeah, anyway, this is going to be a wrap for Drama Street for Saturdays. I'm Game FIFA No Gay Guys.
Dragon Master 624.
Alright, peace.